During that week between Christmas and New Year's, I got an email from my boss saying that he was sending some gear to my house that he needed me to sign for. Something pretty cool showed up. This is the Klon Centaur Professional Overdrive. This is the Horsey, the one everyone freaks out about. And I was curious, because these are really expensive. And I think whether you've been into pedals for like 5 seconds or into pedals your whole lifetime, you know that this is one of the most sought after overdrives. This is the holy grail of overdrives. There's a million knockoffs of this pedal because it's just so dang good. And this is the real thing, the $5,000 plus one. And I was curious, is this really worth the money? I know as a collectible, probably it seems like these things do hold their value and increase over time. But I'm curious tonally, is this really a $5,000 change up to your guitar? Because, most overdrive pedals are probably $150 to $300, $400 on the market. I know the ones I'm using are like $250 and $200. Is this really like 25 times better? It's hard for me to wrap my head around the idea of spending the amount of money I would spend on a nice guitar on just an overdrive pedal, but I don't know, I could be wrong, and maybe this is really the thing we're all missing and we all should be spending $5,000 on an overdrive pedal. The Klon Centaur Horsey became popular in the 90s and early 2000s. Tons of big name guitarists use it, like John Mayer, Joe Perry, everyone and their mom. Now, there weren't a ton of them made, and there are 2 editions you've probably seen. There's a silver version and then there's this gold version right here. Apparently it's the exact same pedal. The silver one just doesn't have this Horsey on here. I guess there were even less of these made, so that's why these tend to go for a little more money. It's called the Klon Centaur. I think I would be sad if mine didn't have a Centaur on it. These pedals were built by a guy named Bill Finnegan. It's like the first NFT. Okay, that's a total lie. Definitely not the first NFT, but like an NFT, it holds a lot of value because it is so rare. Let's start off with some chords. I think that's a good way to actually hear a pedal. So we're just gonna go dry guitar into a pretty clean sounding amp. I'll give it to you first. We'll engage the pedal, and then we'll run through probably gain around 25%, 50%, 75%, and then all the way for each of them. This is a pretty cool pedal. Right out of the gate, it's obviously a great sounding drive. One of the things I notice is that it's hard to make it sound bad. No matter where I turn the knob, there is something appealing to the sound there. And it does sound cool against all the different guitars. Now that we've heard a little bit of the gain range with a single coil guitar, a humbucker guitar, and even a Filtertron guitar. For me to really assess if it's worth $5,000, I want to hear it against my own pedals. For the next segment, I wanted to do a couple different genres of music. We use all 3 guitars again, and I'm going to try different settings on this, trying to find a place that I think it sounds good. And then I'm also going to record the same thing again with my own pedals. Now, my own pedals together add up to not even $500, so since this is 10 times that, I think if it's a really distorted sound, I should be allowed to stack them. So I'm using the Jackson Audio Belle Starr and the JHS Moonshine. Let's see how this thing stacks up. This is obviously a fantastic sounding pedal. I love the brightness to it. There's quite a bit of range on this treble. I don't think I even went past midway and it got pretty crunchy. So if you're looking for that really bright, twangy sound, you're gonna get that. And I also like how the sound of this pedal really does morph to your guitar, and I'm sure to some extent your amp. I didn't change amps, but I do feel like this would probably be voiced a little differently. By the way, all the amps in this are from the Walrus Audio ACS1. We're using a Fender and a AC30 in tandem. I can see why people love it. It's a cool design, it sounds great, but to be honest with you, I don't think it sounds 25 times as good as my other overdrives. My other overdrives are no slouch. The Belle Starr is very popular, the Moonshine is very popular. These are great pedals. They both run you somewhere around 200, 250 bucks. Would I buy one of these with my own money? Probably not, but I could see why you would. Definitely if you're a collector or you're looking for something to show off to all your gearhead friends, this is the thing. You gotta get the Klon Horsey. Obviously, you're gonna get great tones, and it does seem like for whatever reason, there is always a buyer for this. This one sold for, I think, like $4,900, and I looked on Reverb. There's a bunch that sell for like $5,000, $7,000, even up to $10,000, I think I saw. If you're into guitar gear as stocks, maybe this is your option. But for me, I'm gonna stick with the tried and true, but I do really love this pedal. Let me know, do you think that this is worth $5,000? Like and subscribe. See you later.